Hello and welcome to day 4, 30 days of self-leadership journey. I hope you are doing well and the practice is going also good. Just give me a second. I have found a very interesting thing, and I think it's beautifully aligning actually with what we will speak today about. So today is June 4th, and what I found, it's the Hug Your Cat Day. I don't know, are you the cat lover or dog lover? I prefer dogs, although for some time we have been a foster family for 3 cats. It's a cheese day. So, do you like the cheese? And Donut Day, that's also very nice. And that's the cherry on the cake. Audacity to Hope Day. You might have kind of concerns why to waste the time to go through this kind of journey. Quite often when we are taking the attempt to any kind of learning, we are already sitting down with certain expectations because we want to have a change quickly. And when there is requirement for us to dedicate some time and work, we are not necessarily into it. I usually begin any kind of session. What are your expectations? People are sharing, and I ask them to drop those expectations. Because if you are entering the room with your own expectations, there is a huge risk that you will miss what is actually the knowledge shared with you. When I am going into the learning session, I try, it's not an easy, absolutely, but I try to make myself really empty with my mind, so then I can focus on what is told. There might be things, and quite often there are things that I already know, or they do not resonate with me. But if I am really fully attentive during the session, there is always something that I will find to be inspired with, to learn, to hear something for the first time, or even to see that, oh, that's the very different angle how this person is talking about. Especially when we are talking about our own work, inner, where we need to dig in, that's not really cool. And again, we want to have the change immediately. Try to free yourself from procrastinating. Because, okay, you are writing and you are having already the roller coaster in your mind. Can you be mentally naked for that particular moment? And the naked means purely transparent with yourself. Anyway, no one other than you is in your mind. So that's the moment where you can purely be honest with yourself. There will be some corners of pain, some uncomfortable walls where you will feel squeezed. But that's the moment where you need to go through. If you will step back, then well, you keep going your way. To rewire mind, we need to go through the mud. Today's episode we are titling, Who Told You That? Yesterday, please note that in your notebook, cognitive map, I was introducing that term to you. If you didn't hear it, it's coming from neuroscience. There are various elements like the environment, culture, traditions, family, education will have an impact on you, how you are shaping the perception of surrounding you world. From the moment of you are born, the way, the conditions that you are having around attention, what's the quality of attention, what's the quality of behavioral systems, patterns while you are growing, whom you meet in your kindergarten, what kind of impact people from kindergarten are having on you, either the guardian or the kids. Again, family is along the whole way. Then you are going to the primary school. How are you accepted there? what kind of attention you are receiving there. There might be kids, of course, who are following the rules, and there will be people who will not be really a fan of obedience, right? So what kind of attention you are receiving, this attention is actually shaping your mindset. And then with this mindset, you are going to the high school. Usually the biology is also coming in. The hormones are boosting, they are booming everywhere. And your mindset are not necessarily operating on the right vibes. Within this roller coaster, continuously you are going to the university, you become more serious. But still, the bricks of the knowledge or absorbed learnings from your entire environment will have an impact. How are you communicating with people? How are you building the relationships, your friendships, your neighborhood, your regular colleagues from work, with your boss, with your love relationship? Everything will have huge impact. From the book, Noise, Flaw in Human Judgment. It's about the noise, it's about how we are getting into so easy to the judgment. And here, there is a very interesting part. The whole book is very interesting, so definitely recommending to read it. Although there are quite a lot around organizational environment. Rules or standards? First, ask which produces more mistakes. Then ask which is easier or more burdensome to produce or work with. Yesterday I asked you to do this kind of small check-in. Here I think it's really nicely getting into that. Rules or standards. Society will create this kind of expectation palette, how we should fit to today's world. If we are driven by the hunger, there will be this continuous theater in us. Yes, we need to be kind, we need to be helpful, we need to be always available. Of course, we cannot say no, because if we say no, we are called arrogant or egoistic. Unfortunately, it gives us this kind of road that we are following blindly. Another aspect of this whole societal movement and practice is rule, let's say. It's we got used to say, let young people live their own life, let them learn on mistakes. I disagree with that. Why? We know what is the price for making mistakes. We know when we are driven by hunger, we make very, very bad decisions. And we know what is the outcome of that decision. Sometimes we find the power in us to get out. Sometimes we are still in. And we are trying to adapt, trying to survive. Losing so much health and energy in the meantime. So instead, populate this kind of standard slogan, let them learn on their own mistakes. Maybe it would be better actually to say, no, start learning from other people's mistakes. Because if you are having in front of you 5 other people, living examples that have chosen this almost exactly same way you are about to take, and they lost, why do you think you will win? What are your criteria that can convince me as your parent that you will win? We are adapting certain standards, maybe because it's easier. Because attention requires physical engagement. And this is exactly the same about yourself. We talk about, we judge other people, how they are ignorant, how they are arrogant, but if we are coming with this kind of judgment, most probably there is some 50% work to be done in you. There is no joke with the saying. You can see what is at the forest, but you can see what is under your nose. We like to wear the mask. We will have, of course, this kind of inner struggle, especially when we want to take not right decision. And let's be honest, usually we do have the intuition, it's not right decision. But because we are so much hungry, we want to prove the world we are right. We will not hear the people, we will not see the red flags. Because we are so much convinced we will win. If we are not having a power to take that work around yourself, that's fine. But if you are an adult that's having young generation around yourself, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it that they need to understand their own life based on their own mistakes. It's different when you are inspire them to explore their potential. And on that journey, they eventually have some flip. But hey, that's not a mistake. That's evolvement. This is the moment where the wisdom is growing. Mistake, it is when you follow the standards because we got used to it. You know what are the procedures, but you decide to be smarter and create your own reality. Within the cognitive map, we are also having another dangerous room space, because in the past we are told how we should be. So if you are criticizing your child, or you remember that you have been criticized, you may say it didn't have an impact on me. Trust me, it had. With so many people, I was doing the practice on self-leadership, on toxic needs framework exercises. No, it does not have an impact on me. Soon, it appeared it had a huge impact on the way how they perform today, the way how they perceive themselves and the surrounding environment. So don't ignore that. Going back to the cognitive map, the sociological environment is shaping your vertical process of thinking. So when you become an adult, you are very rarely on your own independent plate with activated thinking. What is the vertical process of thinking? Is it should be done this way. It has to be done this way. And there is whole journey that you are using should, would, could, because you are copying, pasting that from the past. When you are going into adulthood, in that middle you make the stop, doing the check-in, doing the work that you need to do around yourself, withdraw certain patterns, replace, reshape, redesign your mindset, and then get ready to develop lateral process of thinking. Vertical process of thinking is this way. Lateral is this way. And this can be only developed when you are evolving yourself into the science, into the knowledge, in a comprehensive manner, constructive manner. Exercise for today, replace I must, you must, with I choose. Self-leadership begins where you start questioning the script. You are the script. You are the author of your life. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow.